There we go. If we're going to do the visible mic thing, gotta make sure the composition's good. So there have been a few signs that my PTSD was getting a little, I wouldn't say out of control, but maybe a little worse. I have autism, and some of my sensory issues get a little worse when I'm also dealing with sort of the internal stimulus of being triggered. And so I'm not able to mask things. Like, one of the things I have to mask is that I get these weird sensations in my hands. Sometimes you see, people, autism, hand flapping. I do that. Rarely. I'm more likely to do it when I'm upset. And I was in the kitchen and I got real upset. It just snuck up on me. And I gave my hands a couple really good. And I smacked this one as hard as I could against the fridge, the corner of the fridge. So this is all bruised up. Unfortunately, I got news the day after that a friend of mine has cancer. Let me be clear. They have a mole. They have a mole, which they're going to get removed. There's no signs it's metastasized. They are super young. But this is like my favorite friend in the world. Yeah. So the next day, I go off on somebody. And then I realize, thankfully, fairly quickly, this is not about them. This is not about them. And I recognize it and I apologize. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a worksheet that I do whenever I am symptomatic, which is less and less now. I'm not a doctor. Go to a doctor. I'll put the name of the therapy up here. It's 10 sessions. It's 10 standardized sessions. I would say the results are more like you once fractured a hip and you can walk again. That's great. But is it the same? Not really. There's no going back to before. There's no unknowing the thing that gave you PTSD. The only thing that you're going to ever achieve is living a life where you're not tortured, where you can go to work, where you can have relationships, where you can be close to people. But you don't unknow the thing. You're not who you were. And in my case, I'm not sure who I was. I'm not sure there's such a thing. I got this worksheet from my program and I saved it so that I could keep doing it. Best I can explain it is I collect trauma like a catamari. Like, I just go, that bad thing happened. That's just like what I've been through, and it's part of the trauma now. You have to keep on top of it. So name, qualia. Situation. Describe the event, thought, or belief leading to the unpleasant emotions. My favorite friend has cancer. Thought, stuck point. This is also like the trigger, although it's not quite the trigger. It's the thought I have in response to the trigger. And I have several thoughts, but I'm gonna stick to one right now. Everyone leaves me. Okay. How much do I believe it? In this moment, I'm going to say 90%. Not always, but right now, I believe that 90%. Okay, I'm having a little trouble putting a name on this. Pain. Pain. And each of these, they don't have to add up to 100%. So pain is at 70%. Sad. Well, but same. Angry. I am angry. What's my evidence for everyone leaving me? Mom died. Person one left. Person 4 and 5. I'm not gonna put input names on that. Will leave. Several people. Several people didn't want to raise me. When I fill this out, I'm actually encouraged to be vague. Like, the point of this is not to dig stuff up. Evidence against. My husband has stayed. Several friends have stayed for a decade plus. Dying isn't intentional. Dying isn't intentional. So, people who die or got sick didn't leave. Leave. Habit or fact? This is asking, do I just mindlessly think this? This is a mix of both. This is just a mix of both. Am I not including all the information? Yeah, I covered this above. Dying isn't intentional. Getting sick isn't intentional. People give what they can and have their own stuff going on. And so they're leaving, just they leaving. Is this all or none? Meaning, am I splitting between extremes, like either somebody's staying or they're leaving, there's nothing in between? And yeah, I am. Yeah. My husband getting sick. He's still here. He's still here. Probably noticed that I'm having a hard time with this. For me, this is actually kind of good because I disassociate. The idea is not to get me to cry. But the reason I am crying is because I'm handling it and I can feel what I'm feeling. Okay. I said extreme or exaggerated. Yeah. Yes. Is it focused on the piece? Yeah. What is the source of this information? Is it dependable? The source is a combination of people who have abused me and myself. And are people who have abused me dependable? No. No. If they were dependable, they wouldn't have hurt me. Am I dependable? To a certain extent, but maybe not on this topic. So me and abusers, and no. Not on this topic. No. Am I confusing possible with likely? Absolutely. Absolutely. Somebody has a mole. I am absolutely confusing possible with likely. Yes. Is it based on facts or feelings? Feelings. Some facts. Like, there's no such thing as like cancer is still a scary diagnosis, but this is definitely more of an emotional reaction. Like, so yes. Am I focused on unrelated facts? I don't think I am on this one. I'm not on this one. Like, it's this non sequitur. Is one not causing the other? So check all patterns that spot. Yes, extreme or exaggerated. Yes, jumping to conclusions just because somebody has a mole doesn't mean they're dying. Exaggerating or minimizing a situation, blowing things way out of proportion or shrinking their importance. Yep. Ignoring parts of yes. Oversimplifying. Yes. Overgeneralizing from a single incident, not from a single incident. I am overgeneralizing, and I am seeing things as part of an never-ending pattern. So I'm going to split the difference and say yes. Am I mind reading? Not here. I think for subsequent things I did, triggered, yes, but not here. Emotional reasoning. Using my emotions as proof. I am in fear, therefore I must be dangerous. Yes, I'm doing that. What can I think instead? Let me look at the first thing I looked at. My favorite friend has cancer, and everyone leaves me. I am not everyone's favorite person. And I have been left both by good people and by people who were not so good. Sometimes when they were not good, it was good they're out of my life. I am grateful for people around and for the time I have. If some and I would rather have this than be alone. And if something bad happens, it will be very hard, but I will survive it and be grateful for this time as well. Okay. How much do I believe that? I think I believe that a good 90%. I do. Let's go down to 80%. What do I think about the old stuff? I think that's down to about 45%. How do I feel? Sad? I'm more sad. Pain's down. Anger's down. Now you're going to look at this and you're going to say, well, you still believe the old thing. 90%, you were 45%. You went from 90% to 45%. I believe it half as much as I used to. And, well, I'm more sad. I'm in less pain. And it's okay to be sad. And I'll live through being sad. The pain and the anger for me is what's debilitating. Am I cured? Am I better? Am I not going to get triggered by this? No, I'm going to get triggered by this a couple more times. Every time it happens, I'll do this again. And what I've found is the thing I tell myself changes. So the point isn't to cure it. The point is to get some wiggle room. The fact that I can say that means I'm going to be okay. Good night.